Rolling.
Take 10, Delta, take 2.
Someday.
This is my script box with all my old scripts from ITIS, old version sides. And it's got all the pins for binding the new scripts, so look at this. This is sides from day 20, the pool scene. Like, I'm sort of on this mission to answer the question to myself of, can you make top quality level indie narrative films through a consistent physical, mental, and financially sustainable process? It's been 2.5 years since the production of my first feature, I Think I'm Sick, which is available to watch on our website and Amazon Prime if you haven't seen it.
I'm like 98% positive that's the kid that tried to kill himself last year in the B-Pod bathroom.
So, why did you?
Dude, what the actual?
There's a good reason why it's taken me so long to dive back into another traditional narrative project. Making that movie, excuse my language, like that shit was hard. Like so difficult.
Filming. Do you need my mic?
Yes, it was incredibly rewarding for a ton of different reasons, but it just like was not a sustainable process of making anything. So even just like 6 months after the release of that film, I feel like I'm just starting to feel like myself again creatively. And I feel like I'm ready to take on the challenge of stepping back into that narrative space again. We are having 4 of the 5 actors come over to my place. We're gonna sit around the fire. And we are going to do a table read with everyone.
Dude, what's up,
Welcome
man?
to the house.
Great to see you.
Julia, thanks so much for coming.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah, of course.
Directors did this.
Yeah, I know, right?
Like, this is awesome.
Don't be alarmed by the large, strong man
I love it.
filming.
Shredded, dude. Wow.
Our camera guys are only huge.
How are you? I'm Vinny. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you, I'm Julia.
From the West Coast.
You say who your character was, and I think I'm sick just for people that aren't familiar.
Yeah.
To add some context.
Yeah, so I played Toad and I Think I'm Sick.
So why'd you try to kill yourself?
It was awesome because I got a text from Dan to send in a self-tape for this role.
Share my post on yours.
No can do, amigo. And he was like, you know, this is kind of like Toad, just later. And so I was like, yeah, dude.
We built like such a friendship on I Think I'm Sick.
This isn't beer.
What do you mean, this isn't beer?
It's O'Doyle's, it's not alcoholic.
And being able to come back was like a dream.
Why are you in my car?
The guy.
What guy?
I know. The guy in the photo.
As soon as he texted me, I was like, yes!
Before I even came onto set, you're in the background of a photo of my father and I from a while ago. Well, from 20 years ago. Like, I saw all of his stuff and was like, wow, this guy is obviously very accomplished, seems like a nice guy. And we had some like prep calls before I actually came on set, and even through all of that, he was just super like open and just very relaxed.
All right, let me set up this whole short film and BTS series for you real quick. Have you ever thought about all the random people in the backgrounds of photos of you and your loved ones from over the years? Have you ever wondered who those people are? Are they just strangers merely passing by, or do these people have deeper meaning in our lives? In this short film, the man in the photo, stupid name. It would originally just start as like a placeholder, like when I didn't know what to call the script or the idea, it was just called Man in the Photo, and just like became too late to change it at a certain point, so. But in the short film, The Man in the Photo, which the finished film will be ready to watch on this channel on December 17th, following this 2-episode BTS series, Bruce, main character, and his office buddy Chris discover a mysterious man in Bruce's cherished childhood photo with his father, which leads Bruce on a comedic and heartfelt search for the stranger, unearthing unexpected truths about himself along the way. Is this enough light, guys? Or are we feeling like this is not enough?
I'm off book.
I'm off book for V7.
Just throw your script in the fire. No, I'm good.
We went out, I started a little bonfire, we had like a little fireside chat, just getting to know each other and just kind of like running through what to expect in terms of production. Then we did a quick read through outside. Then we came inside and did a full blown table read, complete fun judgment-free zone where the actors can just hear each other. I can hear the dialogue for the first time. My wife Anna could sit in and just like see what I was making.
He's trying to tell your dad not to go out and get milk the night of the crash. He's grilling the cam hard.
I wonder who he is.
You should find him.
Yeah.
Bruce,
What?
you need this. You remember Katie Hibicki?
Don't.
3 years to ask her out. You had 3 years.
How is that relevant?
Because now she's gone, Bruce. She's probably over at Mifflin Branch married to some hotshot in sales because you were a coward.
Come on, man.
My bad.
You didn't mean it.
I really did. But Bruce, this is what we've been talking about. Rolling the dice. Breaking out of this and feeling something. This is male Hibicki.
This is insane.
It's insane not to find him.
I don't even know where I'd start.
The credits roll. Great job, guys. That sound great. Yeah.
Having fun.
Let me try and I want to try and find the ending song. Music's so good. Yeah.
And so we had a great table read overall. It was a ton of laughs, a ton of fun. It sets the tone of what the actors can expect for the rest of production because you want your actors to feel good. Like you want them to walk in feeling comfortable because that's when they're going to give their best performances. And there's one thing I've learned. Nothing any of us do right, nothing matters if the actors do not deliver a really good performance because they are the film. It's what you see when you're watching the film itself. I took a moment during the table read to make our actors read one more time with the music behind them.
All right, so title card will pop up with this song. All right, start reading.
He looks like he knows something. Like he's trying to tell your dad not to go out and get milk the night of the crash.
I never noticed him before.
He's grilling the cam hard.
I wonder who he is.
You should find him.
Yeah.
Bruce,
What?
you need this. You remember Katie Hibicki? Don't. 3 years to ask her out. You had 3 years.
How is that relevant?
Because now she's gone, Bruce. She's over at Mifflin Branch, probably married to some hotshot in sales because you were a coward.
I'll often find my music on MusicBed during the actual script writing process itself. The first scene in the film I wrote to Send My Love by Night Fevers that I found on MusicBed, and I wrote to that song on repeat, and that completely changed the pacing at which I was writing. Having Chase and Sahir read to the song playing behind them gave them a sense of what exactly I was expecting from them in terms of pacing and tempo for their dialogue. All the music in the final film that you'll be able to see on the 17th and all the music from this behind the scenes series in totality is from MusicBed. Genuinely just the best music for your films. If you wanna switch to MusicBed and start a 14-day free trial, you can start with the link in my description below.
That was great, guys. I mean, hey, we're done for a night, unless you guys just want to hang out. You guys have to figure out your handshake.
I just love a light comedy that also makes me feel something.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I like
journey to it too.
I like definitely didn't want this to be too heavy, just coming off itis. So I was like,
Oh yeah.
kind of like, I don't want to like cry on set.
Feels like we had the reciprocal, like
Yeah.
like itis was like drama that was like fed with comedy,
Yeah.
whereas this is a comedy fed with drama.
Yeah,
It's got like drama
for sure.
flavored comedy.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely, that's a good way to describe it. All right, guys. Hands gotta touch. That's how like you start a handshake.
But the table read is really becoming my favorite part of the narrative process. To me, it's a signal that all the extremely excruciatingly difficult components of pre-production, all the scripting, budgeting, shot listing, finding the music, locations, insurance, props, casting, crews, scheduling, like all that stuff that gets you to the point of being able to just like freaking shoot something finally are finished with. I do all my pre-production organization in Milano. Table read went smooth, and it made me feel very confident going into our first day of production the next morning.
Yeah, so today we asked the crew to go business casual, which is very rare, and I feel like a dork right now. But the whole point is that we need a lot of extras in the space, and we had the idea of if we were ever short of extras, we just pop one of the crew members in at any given time. So we're gonna be looking very professional and getting ready for Q4 here.
So the location for the first day, which will also be our location for the second day, was this large vacant cubicle farm. I'll be honest, the location was not cheap by like indie film standards. It was $1,000 a day, but I was able to justify the price because it's where the bulk of the film is happening. It's like our main location. The downside with it being a vacant space was that we were trying to portray a busy cubicle office space and it was vacant, so there was like no computers or anything. I got this from Facebook Marketplace. Just had this giant, like, stinky fish tank. And the whole house is reeked. Shrek Lord of the Rings. Original Star Wars trilogy special edition package for the Darth Vader face.
I'm just doing production design, so I have all this cool stuff that I'm gonna set up for the cubicles and make it look like a real office. Hopefully.
So Lily, my production designer, and I just went out, found like a bunch of old monitors on Facebook Marketplace. Like we found 10 for $70 and like old telephones. And we did our best with just trying to fill cubicles that we would see whenever we would see them. See, this is like the level of detail you have to go through. I literally made these ID badges. And like, no one's gonna notice, but you would notice if they weren't there. There's one thing I want you to take away from working with me, Ben. It's just that how much you have to care for it to like be any good, you know?
Good morning.
So my director of photography for this project, obviously, is Carlo Stigliano. He's a longtime friend of mine, DP on I Think I'm Sick. One of the hardest things to do in finding your team for projects like this is finding people who genuinely care as much as you do. Like, chances are nobody's gonna care as much as you. Carlo, luckily, is like one of those people who I found who can match that passion that I have. And it's really relieving to know that I'm stepping on the set with someone who is willing to just like jump on the fire with me.
No! So you might ask, Carlo, what does a DP do on a short film? You know, how do you light? How do you compose things? You do blinds. So in Office Space, you could do like a ton of different ways to light, depending on if it's a commercial narrative and like the style of the narrative. But for this one in particular, we're trying to go very naturalistic and sort of real, but I like to call it like curated realism or curated naturalism in a way, where we're using everything that's built in, but we're just augmenting it to make it look a little bit more shaped, a little bit more intentional, and have some, just make it look a little bit better than, you know, what this is, but still keep it within this world.
Carlo and I, of course, had our constant pre-production chats, our meetings. We ran through the script, our shot list, shared numerous reference images and videos that we made, like boards on Milano, that we were just constantly keeping in touch and getting on the same page of what this thing's gonna actually look like.
So the look that we discussed coming into this was a super heavy sort of 16 mil look that's really going to be defined in the grade in particular. I think the goal for me shooting this was to create a base look that established a good exposure, established a good contrast ratio, had some hard light elements to it, but still made them look flattering and still fit the vibe of the office and cubicle ambience, and give the colorist enough exposure and enough latitude to be able to really play with it and be able to actually create the look that we're going for in post.
So closer to call time, our like little tight Philly crew starting to file in. For very few, it's like a nice to meet you. It's my first time working with Steve, our sound guy, Sophia, our production coordinator. But for like so many people coming on the set, it's just like seeing old friends again. Carson, a former intern, Kyle, who helped on plenty of shoots doing BTS for this channel. Hi, who was on the G&E team for I Think I'm Sick. Camera team, all familiar faces. Tyler from first AC from I Think I'm Sick. Anna, second AC from I Think I'm Sick. Then, of course, my guy, Zach Bang, who is producing and first ADing this thing with me. Of course, like all-time vibes guy, just kind of becoming a staple to the Danny Gerberts channel.
Would you bring a change, dude?
Yeah, bro. Yeah, of course I did, bro. Go birds.
Go birds.
Go birds, baby.
I thought you said Gerberts. I was like, that's me.
Go birds. Yo,
Yeah.
So I called that.
I take all of them so I don't have to worry about people.
My relationship with Danny, like ADing and producing, he doesn't even need an AD or producer, but like he does so much due diligence. Like he'll send me like a Miller note with like everything already laid out, and I just have to put it in a call sheet, and it's awesome. Like there's not many directors that you work with that like put so much effort into actually scheduling out. Like he knows how he wants to shoot. He knows how long it's gonna take him roughly, and he just all around knows how to make things mesh as a crew with crews. And because he just does it. He's been in all the roles. He knows exactly what people want, you know, and he wants to make good things and brings people on that help him make good things.
Dude, you better get in your fit soon, man.
Bro, I'll get my
Me and Vin just look like corporate suck-ups over here.
So I know a lot of people are like interested in my YouTube channel in particular because I do like a lot of solo filmmaking projects. I love it when I can do everything by myself. I take a lot of pride in like my like overall full craftsmanship of filmmaking, and I like will always continue to do solo projects. But when it comes to true narrative films, you need a team around you. Like it's extremely essential. There's too many different components where you're working with actors. There's a lot of scenes, you're covering a lot in one day, and there's a lot of production design and a lot of things happening that you need people around you. And it's just harder than other projects. And you need just like people to go through that hardness with. Over the past few projects, we've kind of started to develop this like really tight knit Philly crew community that just works on the same wavelength and just has a great time when they get together.
Hi, I'm Zach Bang. Here at Danny Gerberts Industries, we prioritize healthy relationships.
So Carla, can you tell us about this first shot setup?
Yeah, so what we're starting off with is a two-shot of the main two characters. And they're essentially looking at the photo that's on this wall that is on the desk. We took the wall out. So there's a photo here that they're staring at. And this is essentially the opening shot of them looking at the photo. And from there we go into some coverage aspects, some close-ups over the shoulder. But the key is to kind of just start with some of the dialogue stuff and get them in a flow. And we're pretty much going to be here throughout a good amount of the action.
So how's the grip and gaff team feel today?
Good. Yeah. It's pretty easy day. Pretty late. Couple tubes, a panel. Not super challenging. Danny usually likes to keep everything light, so job's pretty easy today. Just here for the vibes.
The second AC, so I'm just helping out the first AC and the DP. You'll see me doing the clapboard. That's what I'm most known for.
All right, once everyone starts showing up, like I've had conversations with Carlo. He knows how to lead the camera and G&E team. Everyone's had breakfast. Production team knows what they're doing. I like to be able to finally just have time with the actors on set in the location, bring them to the spots where they're going to be playing out, and rehearse until everyone's set up and ready to go.
So this is gonna be Bruce's desk. This is where everything's gonna happen.
My father's name. Please call me Craig.
Chris, this is your desk. This is gonna be your desk.
Oh, I love this.
We figured it was easier.
PD's crazy.
Like when you like when we cut to Craig like the first time, like yo boys, like you're just gonna pop up here and like well even how you, it's just like this is just like where you're always coming in. I'm actually gonna get you two to just sit down real quick just so Carlo can get a proper frame, then we'll
get you out.
In terms of the difference between the sets, I know you mentioned that, you know, I Think I'm Sick is a big set and this is a smaller set, but to me it's all the same because it's, you know, it's about the art and the artistic integrity is the same and the crew is the same, you know, like the level of craftsmanship is exactly the same. So I see them both as high level.
It always looks so good when actual actors are in. You should see the frames of me in. They're not good. You guys lean a little bit closer together and lean a little bit towards the camera for me. A little bit more. Scoot your chairs in.
Harry's family across an ocean for the American dream. When did he die?
So here, I might have you just not take a beat before American Dream.
Okay.
Carry his family across an ocean for the American Dream.
Yeah.
So the first time like I talked to Danny about the character, he's pretty much just like, yeah, like everything you did in your tape like is pretty much like I kind of just how you normally talk, like I just want you to talk like that. So I was like, okay, perfect. It was like the perfect balance of like giving enough notes to make sure like my performance is better and that I learn more. But not so much that I can't like experiment and like kind of find my own way. It's been really great. And then once I came on set, I mean, it's just a great time. Like he's one of the funniest people I've met. I mean, always just making jokes and just makes the set a very like just great vibe.
You know the hard you gave me
Yeah.
at the diner? Hard.
Rob just eye banged you. Eye banged? Yeah, hard.
Yeah, give me that hard. Yeah, exactly. That line makes me f***ing laugh every time.
You know, like, it's like I was like to strangle his aura.
Yeah, just breaking out of just this and feeling something.
It was really cool to just get to come back to this set and see so many people that I worked with on I Think I'm Sick that are just a lot of fun and great to have on set, really good attitudes all around, which I think is really important to Danny. Like he likes working with people who are good at what they do, but it's like more important to have people that are just good head on your shoulders, like good time, there to make a good project, but not at the cost of like relationships or good energy.
So here we are. We made it to production. We're the first scene of the day. It's 9 pages of dialogue, all happening in the exact same cubicle with a lot of different coverage angles, a lot of introduction to characters, plot, cutaways, inserts. It's a lot going on in one scene.
All right, let's roll rehearsal. Oh no, don't roll. Just rehearse. And action.
Your dad looks like a beast.
Carried his family across an ocean for the American dream.
Lean in a little bit more, Bruce.
When did he die?
He's not dead.
Oh yeah.
What?
She's probably over at Mifflin Branch right now, shacked up with some hotshot in sales because you were a coward.
What are we laughing at, fellas?
Don't worry about it, Craig.
I would just like give me the motion towards them. Yeah. And when we're looking at the screen for the Google thing, it's this one.
This one?
Yeah.
Okay.
Truck nuts.
Nice dabs.
Yeah,
right
underneath his chin almost.
These truck nuts. They're big metal balls, dude.
You ready to go for it?
So once the lights are up, the camera's up, all the production props, everything's in place, the actors know what they're doing. Now time for me to just like sit back with my monitor and watch this movie that started with a thought in my head start to happen in real time right before my eyes.
And action.
Your dad looks like a beast.
Carried his family across an ocean for the American dream.
Happening next time on The Man in the Photo Behind the Scenes.
Maybe for BTS later, you'll find me in the bathroom eating a hot dog or something.
I already can think of something we forgot, but I'll wait to bring it up.
Every kiss begins with Y.
All right, let's cut. Cut! We're still working on us. Dude, it literally hasn't rained in 2 months.
This day kind of snuck up on us a little bit. I think we thought it was going to be easy.
Anyone who's ever gotten through a short film, feature film, any kind of production in the narrative space knows that they have created a modern day miracle.
I had a meeting with Marty this morning. You know what he said? He said the files.
You know what I mean? The files, they were corrupt the whole time.
They need to get those spreadsheets over to HR quick.
ASAP. I've been telling them for weeks, you know? You know, the culture in this office just has to change. And it starts at the top.
The optics in that are terrible. The optics.